everyone, welcome to a brand new video. My name is Alexa, and today it'll be the episode analysis for Disventure Camp All-Stars Episode 12. Before this begins, a few things to note. First off, this background footage is not owned by me, it is owned by Odd Nation Cartoons. As well, this has some personal opinions and theories, and if you have different, it's completely fine. As well, in my videos, I do sections for organization and simplicity. The sections for this video will be the episode analysis, the love triangle discussion, and the Heroes Alliance strategy, who's going next, and then the conclusion. Alrighty, without further delay, let's just get right into this.
Everyone plays this game so emotionally. Why is she focusing on great happiness over her strategy? That's so stupid!
Beginning with the usual recap and intro, it goes to Gabby going up to Gret asking to hang out, which is quite an awkward conversation. Gabby reiterates that she thinks it's a stupid idea, but before walking off, Gret accepts this. I feel like this friendship can be beneficial for both of them, allowing Gabby to not feel so alone, and maybe having someone to help her deal with her other side returning, so allowing Gret to finally make a friend. Remember, episode 9-wise, she made it clear that all her friends are fake. I mean, they don't even remember her name. Going back to the discussion, though, Will makes an moment, and Gret makes it clear that she must be wearing her bathing suit. Thanks, Will. What a sweet guy. Moving on to the next scene, we see Connor and Tom talking. This eventually leads to Connor asking what on earth happened, which Tom reveals that they couldn't put their act together and that Jake has made a lot of enemies. I really do appreciate how this conversation more so focused on the strategy than it did with Jake, and I feel like it really worked for its benefit. I also really liked Connor and Tom's dynamic, which I expected to, but not as much as I did. Hopefully, from the motel episode, we'll actually get to see a tad bit more of this. And Connor makes it clear that impatience has raised to ethereal levels ever having to deal with Rhea. Understandable. Going back to Gabby and Gret, Gabby eventually brings up how she feels bad for how she's being treated by Yule, but Gret makes it clear she doesn't know what to do, and when Gabby's just breaking up, she says she doesn't want to be alone. And Yule comes around and makes one of the funniest lines I think of the entire season. Look, I have a strong Gabby bias most of the time, but come on. He has no filter. It's just, wow. Also, I do want to point out, Greek balsamic salads are fire, so, but still, like, demanding that, it's just insane how bad this has gotten for Gret. I feel so bad. As Gret walks off, Gabby continues to say, why are you even listening to her? And then, reappearing, her other side does. Honestly, I felt like with how the ending of the last episode was, we'd get to see her other side have a lot more of a focus, or at least impact, than it did this episode. Turns out, no. In fact, all that happened is she said that you just shouldn't be friend Gret, and she fully ignored it. Maybe later on in the season it'll have a bigger impact on Gabby. In the end, she says in the confessional that she wants to beat up Yule, but she's stopping herself due to how that would make Gret feel, which is actually really mature of her, even though part of me just wants to see Gabby and Yule fight. It is hilarious half the time. In any case, moving on to the next scene, we see here that Alec and Rhea are talking, with Rhea making it clear to Alec that she is worried for what Connor could do. Alec brushes it off, but Rhea continually states that, well, she probably pushed him a bit over the edge. As Alec just laughs about last episode, which she just gets annoyed by. Alec tells Rhea that it's probably smarter to keep the Jake and Allie wedge going. That way, the heroes can't band together, and therefore Connor wouldn't be such an issue anymore. Oh, but later in the episode, they'll learn. This ends off with Connor and Jake talking, with Jake just sitting on a rock, alone. Sad that he's made basically everyone on camp his new enemy. Connor comes, sits, and consoles him, but also reveals a bit about himself. He reveals about his company, and yeah, I was wondering why he was here too, so thank you, Jake, for asking that question. We move on to the challenge, where Rhea says she already has immunity, and Crystal demonstrates the expression that I've been feeling Rhea pretty much this entire season. We then get to hear that Connor and Rhea will, in fact, have to participate, but if they win, immunity, then they'll choose who gets this immunity, which can be a really powerful play if they decided to use it correctly. It's then revealed that the challenge is a classic thing, a keep away. I still think it's capture the flag in another font, but in any case. And then the challenge begins. People are running around as Tom gets the flag and trying to sneak away from Gret and Yule, but gets caught by Alec as he literally pounces and they cause wars and fight. Fight and fight. Rhea then comes, tries to steal the flag, which she succeeds in as Alec keeps Tom busy in the meantime.
It flips to nighttime with Jake and Aiden walking towards each other and then eventually talking. It's quite awkward, kind of like the Gabby and Greg conversation. And Jake directly asks Aiden if he still hates him. Aiden makes it clear that he does, and in fact, he will not ride on the sympathy train because he keeps on making the same mistakes over and over. Jake gets angry, but eventually gets more scared of the wolf, which now begins to chase them. To be quite honest with you all, I don't have any faith in this, because Aiden still doesn't know that Jake got out James. Once that happens, any possible reconciliation up until this point will be pointless. In my opinion anyway. Going to Rhea and Allie, Rhea goes up to Allie, ready to manipulate her into keeping her hatred for Jake alive. She states that why they should start making deals for the end, and says that Allie is a very strong woman. I think what made me so sad is that she's like, strong? Me? She herself doesn't even believe in herself being strong. Allie says yes to maybe getting out Jake as Rhea gives her the flag as a token of the trust. I kind of wish this was more expanded upon. It kind of just closed off with Allie just voting with the heroes. I think it would have been interesting if Allie got a tad bit more focus this episode, conflicting if she should vote with Jake, could vote with the villains, voting for Jake, or vote with the heroes eventually. It would have been interesting, but still. Scene shows Jake and Aiden in a tree, trying to keep themselves safe from the wolf below. Jake is thinking that they're going to die there, with Aiden trying to calm down and trying to think of possible solutions to get down. Jake points out the apples and he gets to eat one, and Aiden realizes a plan afterwards, saying that he needs to trust Jake to distract the wolf long enough so he could run and the wolf could chase him. In the end, Aiden continues to pressure Jake, which he's like, I can't even deal with this. Eventually, it works out with Aiden managing to get down as the wolf chases him away, and Jake is in the tree, falls down a hole, and ultimately this lets Jake and Aiden have one positive conversation for once in their lives. Jake is impressed with Aiden's skills, as Aiden explains where he got it from, which makes everything awkward again, and the two go their separate ways. This leads onto a montage with everyone trying to steal a flag from one another, as we get the usual Patreon greeting segment. Then we go to Rhea and Gabby's conversation, where Rhea is telling Gabby that the next target should be Tom due to him getting out Allie, which again, are her friends. But then Gabby states that she is a new target, which she reveals to be Yule, as she's upset by the treatment that Gret has been getting from him. Rhea makes it clear that they need Yule's vote at the moment, and right now they need to focus on Tom. I mean, again, he got out Allie, right? Gabby says she's not too mad anymore. The past is the past, and that Tom deep down is a good guy. Rhea is annoyed by this, not understanding why people will put their emotions over their strategical play. This is the $3 million for crying out loud. I mean, I really liked Rhea's strategic side of this episode, and honestly, these people and the heroes need to be preached at confessional, I swear. Moving on to Alec and Connor. As Connor asks why on earth Alec would vote for him. Why? I mean, weren't they friends? Alec says that he did it for his own benefit. The only way that Connor could get over Rhea was being away from her. Connor's a tad suspicious at this reasoning, that he just did it to help, and they were having a more positive conversation until Alec notices the flag, which he instantly pounces for, reiterating that he was feeling like he would be the target that night if he didn't get immunity. He manages to snag the flag up just in time and manages to snag immunity, which he also gets a reward. A dinner, which, I'm sorry, but why does this look sort of romantic? Look, it could be my Rhea and Alex shipping self, because again, he chooses Rhea, but that does look kind of romantic. Again, if anything really big that's happened, they'd show it in the next episode, but I wonder what'll happen there. Moving on to the before voting, Connor goes and calls for Jake and Aiden, as Rhea and Yule come up, ask what on earth he is doing.
The two make it clear that their next target was going to be Connor the second he loses his immunity streak, which Rhea is so excited to do, or more so, ready to get out the person who just foiled their plans. Kinda sad what Rhea and Connor turned out to be, but Connor then goes with every of the heroes and gives them a motivational speech, also calling them losers, which, thank you Connor, they are losers half the time. Connor makes it clear and gets them all hyped up and prepared to get some revenge on the villains, as the five manage to vote together, but then they vote Gabby. More on their horrible strategy for voting Gabby later on in this video. Forgot to mention production, however, Crystal tells Cherrick that it's just going to be them two going out tonight, and Trevor isn't going to join. Crystal feels a tad bit guilty for making him stay to do the elimination, but Derek goes and tells him. Trevor is very sad about this, but tries to keep it inside just for Derek's sake. He tries to tell Derek the truth about his feelings, but Derek heads off. It was probably for the best given what happens later in this episode. Trevor then begins the elimination by going on a rant about how he's just sad, all the feelings he's had stored up inside after he was left there to do the elimination. Little and Caper's just awkwardly sitting there, not knowing how to react. Yule, being Yule, says, can they just vote now? And they all do. As Tom and Gabby have a tie, it is time to use a tiebreaker. And this tiebreaker is more of a prison break challenge, so you'd think Tom would win, right? Anyways, Rhea asks how they can help Gabby as to keep their control. Yule, being Yule, says they can't, as Alec goes up and tells Gabby a strategy to double tie the knots. This would make sure that Tom's stick, if he doesn't one loose knot, it'll fall apart, but Gabby's will stay together, allowing her to win, and that happens. Connor goes over to Tom to add some encouragement, or to at least help it out, but it doesn't really work in the end, because even though as close as it is, him not double tying ended up being his one weakness. Gabby comes up to him, helping him up, as Tom laughs about how his fellow policemen are never gonna let it down that he lost a prison break challenge. Insanity. Gabby and Tom make up as they hug due to previous events, as Tom goes over to the rest of the heroes, wishing them luck, saying that it was nice to meet Allie, Ian, and Connor, but particularly gets closer to Jake, which, yeah, they're getting back together, there's no denying it, just look at this. I mean, they say they're gonna talk, they're just getting together in the motel. I don't know which it is, but, yeah, they're getting together, so there's, it's happening. Speaking of together, Trevor tells Gabby you gotta go, and then the episode ends with Trevor seeing Cherrick and Crystal having a fling. My nightmares come to life. But then Trevor is sad, and that's where the episode ends. With this episode analysis finished, I would now like to move on to the next segment of the video, which is the love triangle discussion and the Heroes Alliance strategy.
Everyone plays this game so emotionally. Why is she focusing on great happiness over her strategy? That's so stupid!
I'm going to begin by discussing the hero's strategy because I'm more of a strategy nerd, so here we go. First off, let's go over who the heroes had their options on. Their options were Gabby, Gret, and Yule. They chose Gabby. These people knew it would be 5-5. Again, none of them, from our knowledge, tried to get a villain on their side. So it's 1000% confirmed, if they all stick to the plan, that would be a tie of a 5-5. They don't know who the villains are going to target, but do they really think they're going to target one of the weaker, like Aiden or Allie? And even so, why would they target Gabby specifically? Let's go over the reasons why they shouldn't have done this. First off, Gabby is a threat. Yes, I will admit that, but that's the reason you shouldn't have done this at this moment. You need someone that you could beat against in a tiebreaker so you can gain control, then target the threat specifically. But here, they just went straight ham for it. And Gabby used to be on their side. She used to be a hero. She could be someone you could flip over later if you need be, but now it's all really uncertain because you guys decided to choose Gabby. As well, from their knowledge, she's on the outsider of the Villains Alliance. Remember, Gret and Yule, by the heroes, again, none of them know what's going on between Gret and Yule actually. Only the Villains Alliance knows. From their point of view, Gret and Yule are a happy couple. And they still decided to vote Gabby? A couple can be a very dangerous duo later in the game. Fiore says it herself with Tom and Jake. It's like they just why? You can target Yule. That would be the smartest option here. Not only do all of them dislike him, and these people play emotionally, so I still don't get why they voted Gabby over Yule, especially when they always play emotionally at this point. But Yule would not listen to any of the advice in the tiebreaker. He is weak in physical challenges. He is not good, and you could easily get him out. Plus the Villains Alliance, if you went to Gabby, you could probably get her to flip, or at least if they tried, but no. Instead, they vote her off. Gret would be an okay choice. I don't think it would be the smartest move here, but I mean, it would be better than Gabby, but Gret would also listen to the advice, so I still think that Yule is the smartest option that they just decided to go against for some reason. By voting the one person who's the hero. Whatever, just whatever. Moving on to the love triangle discussion, oh my gosh, okay. That's not what I expected. I never expected Derek and Crystal to get together, but in the end, I'm just not mad at them. I've been seeing a lot of hate for Derek and Crystal, and look, I understand if you do not like Crystal for how she's been treating Trevor, that's not right. However, just hating them because they kissed is a little far. Again, I don't like it because I don't like the ship, that's my take. However, nor Derek nor Crystal know that Trevor has feelings for Derek. Neither of them know this. It is not their fault. Oliver probably knows, though. He's the one who's been editing the episodes, so he would know, but otherwise, I don't think anyone else would. Therefore, I don't blame them for, kissing. I'm not mad. They can choose if they want to. It's not Derek's requirement to like Trevor, and honestly, I don't care for the Trebek ship either. I mean, at this point, but I just don't like love triangles in general, so that could just be me going off. I do think this will mark a new part in the storyline. Maybe it'll allow Trevor to go solo, and I feel like this will lead to moving on, because I don't even know how they could resurrect Trebek from the grave, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Overall,
on to who's going next.
Everyone plays this game so emotionally. Why is she focusing on great happiness over her strategy? That's so stupid!
First off, I am fully convinced it's the villain going next. I don't think a hero is going to be heading out again, but hey, I could be wrong there. So I'm going to be beginning with who would go from the heroes. First off, I don't think they target Allie because they would try again with Rhea. She's trying to get into her head, so I don't think they target her. I don't think they target Aiden because he's just floating and he's not a threat at all. Jake is a drama starter, so keeping him around can be important, or at least leverage to get the other heroes to maybe vote him out eventually. Connor is absolutely the person they're targeting. He's becoming the new glue for the heroes and becoming their new cheerleader. Ruin that, and they'll lose some hope, and that's what they need to lose. Plus, Connor is strong in challenges. Overall, I feel like it's an obvious pick for them to target Connor. Onto the heroes, I don't even know who they'll target, because at this point, it's like they do just the stupidest move, so I should go from there. No, but let's go from a storyline perspective. Gabby and Gret are building a new friendship, and Gabby has her other side back. Even though it's not affecting much now, I do think it'll affect later. And especially since she got into a tiebreaker, I don't think Gabby's going anytime soon. Gret-wise, Gret seems to be flying under the radar perfectly well, and it's not like anyone heavily dislikes her yet. I mean, they all dislike villains, but she's not like on the top of their target list, if you get what I mean. So I don't think she's going anytime soon, too. This leaves Alec, Rhea, and Yule. Yule can go if they really want to play emotionally, or they just want someone like that out, and if they figure out that Gabby doesn't want Yule around, maybe Gabby even goes to the heroes saying that she'll vote for Yule with them. That could easily happen. Since Aiden and Connor are here, they definitely would want to target Rhea. They both despise her. But now, so I do think that could also happen, or maybe even Alec gets targeted. I don't think he'll get targeted before Rhea and Yule, but it still could happen if Connor really wants it to, but I don't think they'll target Alec first. There'll be a Rhea or Yule situation, so I do think Alec is the second choice if either Rhea/Yule win community.
On to the final section, the conclusion.
Everyone plays this game so emotionally. Why is she focusing on great happiness over her strategy? That's so stupid!
Overall, this episode is one of my favorites of the season. I loved most things about it, and I can't wait to see what they'll do next in episode 13 and all future episodes. What were your thoughts on the episode, and do you have any future theories on what might happen next? If so, I would love to see in the comments down below. I love reading y'all's comments. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope to see you again on the channel. Bye, and have an incredible day/night!